What shall I start with? Shall I do whips or shall I do game of wool? Shout at me, tell me what you'd like me to do. Or, do you know, I would have thrown my toys out of the pram if this had been the case. When Tom said to them, who do you think's in danger? He said, Simon. Well, that's not fair. On a search for Britain's best knitter, and you're asking him to do crochet, that's really not fair. And I think he did very well with his construction of his helmet and his mace. There's another arm and there's another leg, in case you think I'm diddling you. There's 2 arms and a leg. Oh, and thank you, Ammo, for handing out the volleybons last episode, which was only on Sunday, I think. My lovelies, on this budget day in Britain. It's Ashley here from One Stitch After Another, and I've got some things today to share with you that I hope will make you laugh, hope will make you smile, and I'm going to share my thoughts on the latest episode of Game of Wool, such as they are. Now, what shall I start with today? I'm drinking a Nescafe caramel latte. And I need to be upfront with you, actually. I don't know whether it's on this channel or whether it's on my 60 But Sassy channel. I've shared that I have given up cakes, sweets, chocolates and biscuits for 30 days. And I can't do the maths. I thought that on Monday I'd done 35 days. Because I thought I'd done 5 weeks, but in fact it was only 4 weeks on Monday, which was 28 days. So today is the 30th day. And in that day I have eaten 1 biscuit because I thought I'd already done the 30 days. And I'll tell you something. I did enjoy it, but 1 was enough. And hubby asked me if I wanted a mince pie the other night, and I said no thanks. And it's getting easier to say no. So we'll see how long I can keep it up for. Christmas is coming, the goose is getting fat, and does it put a penny in the old man's hat? If you haven't got a penny, a crumb will do. I don't know, if you haven't got a penny, God bless you. Goodness only knows where that came from. Anyway, yes. What shall I start with? Shall I do whips or shall I do game of wool? Shout at me, tell me what you'd like me to do. I'm going to put my glasses on because I can't see you. I did go to make an appointment to have my hair cut today. I wanted to have it done on Monday, ready for my trip to Birmingham next week with hubby. We're just having 1 night away in Birmingham, which isn't very far away, but we're going to the theatre. And it means we can have a drink and, you know, not rush back. And even if we'd gone on the train, we might have missed the last train. So, yeah, I wanted to have my hair done for that, but they're not open on Mondays. So I'm, in fact, going to have it done the week after next, on the Tuesday. So in a couple of weeks' time, I shall have new hair. What will it be like, I wonder? I've got Amelia, the duck, sitting on the windowsill. She still hasn't got any eyes. So that is that. Oh, yeah. Oh, she looks ever so unhappy there. I have got to start knitting all of these toys' clothes. I've made the decision, and I'm quite glad about it, actually. It's taken the pressure off a little bit, that because some of these family members aren't going to be coming on Boxing Day like they normally do, I am just going to focus on my great niece's toys. So that is Amelia the duck, that is Harry the ram, and Holly the hedgehog. Now, I have actually this morning finished knitting a lot of the hedgehog parts. Do you know, I thought then that I had actually finished it, but I haven't. That's depressed me, actually. Oh well, never mind. What else have I got in here? Yes, I had hoped to have this sewn up for today, what I've done so far. So I've got 1 leg, I've got an arm, finished that at morning knitting this morning. I had a lovely sandwich. I had they do specials every week as well as what's on their regular menu. And I tend to have something to eat then. So it was about, I don't know, 10:30 maybe by the time I was eating. And I don't have anything before I go. So it's kind of like a real brunch. And then I don't need anything until evening knitting. And you know, I'm not that hungry at the moment. I might have soup, depending on what the soup of the day is. There's another arm. And there's another leg, in case you think I'm diddling you. There's 2 arms and a leg. Oh, and thank you, Ammo, for handing out the vol-au-vents last episode, which was only on Sunday, I think. Yes. Don't know whether I've got any snacks on the menu today. You can have a salted caramel latte or caramel latte if you want one. Do you know, if I wasn't driving later, I'd put a little splash of Baileys in that for a bit of winter warmth. God, it was cold this morning. I had to scrape ice off the car for the first time this autumn. I've been awake since about 5 o'clock and I couldn't get back to sleep. And you know, sometimes like you're really tired and you think, I just need a bit more sleep, just need a bit more sleep. And I couldn't get off. So at about 20 to 7, quarter to 7, I thought, well, I might as well get up and do stuff. And I did. And it was -3 outside here. And then I went out and got my car washed at, I wanted to get there just before 9. They open at 9 because last time I went, they said, no, we can't fit you in for 2 hours. And I thought, well, I need it done. And yeah, it was -2 at 20 to 9 when I was defrosting the car. And it is 6 degrees now. Anyway, yes, so the hedgehog body is finished. Oh, I'm so pleased about that. So pleased. Yes. Oh. Love it. What else can I tell you? Oh, do you know, at morning knitting, I think I might have said this on another video. I can't keep up with myself. I was knitting away and I was telling Dawn all about my visit to the WI last week. And a woman sat behind me just said, excuse me, in a really loud voice, excuse me, what are you knitting? And so I had to turn around and I showed her, you know, being polite. And she grabbed this bit off me. And yeah, I couldn't shut her up. Anyway, yes, so that is that. Might take this with me tonight to do a little bit of sewing up and stuffing. That's that. Then I was out and about in Leamington yesterday, which you will see on my 60 but sassy vlog next week or possibly on Sunday. I've made good progress with my Musselburgh. Although last night we were sitting in the semi-dark watching the Rookie Feds on, I can't remember what channel, but I love it. And I dropped a stitch. So I have had to go back a couple of rounds and sort it out. But I've made good progress since last week. Where's my little, yes, I think that's where I'd got to last week when I spoke to you. So I've done a good couple of inches. I think it's got to be 19¼ inches from the cast on. And then you decrease and turn it on itself. I weaved in the end. So don't know. I think I'm going to put this to one side for a bit because it is very easy. And I think I am going to focus on when I've finished the body of Holly the Hedgehog. I've got to do a head, which is a bit depressing because it's really difficult. Is there a picture of her on the front? Yeah, it's in tarsia and bubbles. At least it's not as many rows as the body. That's the only saving grace of it. Yeah, so I think I might put this to one side and start knitting the clothes, because I think each animal's got about 4 things, and the hedgehog and the ram have got shoes. The duck hasn't got shoes. The duck's got a dress, a bag and knickers. The ram's got a jumper, shorts and shoes. Yeah, so there's about 9 or 10 things I've got to knit for those 3 animals. So I think that is going to go on the back burner a bit. And oh, I'm going to be so excited to knit some stuff for me. I really am. I did pick this up and did a few more rows of the sleeve, but there's really not a lot to show you. Yeah, so I finished that blue stripe on the sleeve and I've done a bit of grey, but I think again I can't really afford to pick this up until I've finished the stuff for Christmas. But you know, it's nice to have little things to dip in and out of, isn't it? Definitely, definitely. I've got a new candle I bought yesterday. Like I need more candles, but I'll just going to tilt it so that I don't get that divot. Orange and clove, it's really nice, quite Christmassy. You go there. What else can I show you? That's all the knitting stuff to show you. Okay, let's talk now about Game of Wool. Was it episode 4? Yes, episode 4. Do you know, I did quite like this week's challenge. So the theme was children, toddlers or something this week. And the solo kids week, that's what they called it. Excuse me looking at my notes. The solo challenge was to knit or crochet a fancy dress outfit. Did they have to crochet it? No. I know it was. I put why crochet. Yes, it was a crocheted thing that they had to do. Crochet a costume for a toddler's fancy dress event. Now, some of these items were very inventive and the judges were very impressed. I was quite impressed actually, although some of them did look a little bit like a dog's dinner to me. And I think they are separating the wheat from the chaff now. Don't know why on earth I'm talking like that. I think it's because I'm a bit hyper. Anyway, calm down, Ashley. So Lydia made a lion romper suit. And it had like loops for the mane and the bits on the tail. Isaac made an explorer's outfit with a compass and binoculars. He used a stitch. Now, obviously, I'm not a crocheter, so I don't know how difficult or complex these stitches are. The judges were asking for 3 stitches, I think, or a variety of stitches in the garment. And Isaac used something called a spike stitch. I have no idea how easy or hard that stitch is, but it provides a fabric that looks like woven linen, and the judges were really impressed with that. I'll come back to that in a minute. Holger did a fox costume with hand crocheted buttons. Dipti, she was inspired by a children's book called The Day the Crayon Quit, and she used intarsia on the crayon outfit. I did like, as a side note, the pale lemon yellow feather and fan sweater she was wearing. Whether she'd knit that herself, I don't know. And on another side note, Holger's Fair Isle sweater was beautiful. Whether that was hand knitted or not, I do not know. But if it was, fabulous. Tracy did a bee costume with a little crown and the wings, and she was using clusters to create texture, which the judges liked. Elsa did a zebra costume, which was inspired by a 1940s knitting pattern, and she translated like the stripes in the knitting pattern into crochet, and the stripes were pink, I think. That rhymes. And the judges were really impressed with how she translated the knitting pattern to the stripes on the zebra and how they flowed. So hats off to her. She's obviously really talented at both things. Simon did a knight's outfit, and again he I think he's had to teach himself crochet. He hadn't done much crochet before this program, I don't think, and he did say in one of the previous episodes that he didn't really know what he was doing. He was making it up as he was going along. But his knight's outfit had a helmet and a mace. When the judges were going round, they were worried about the wings on the bee outfit, and they questioned Dipti's use of intarsia with her crayon outfit. And she said that she wanted to show some skill, but I don't think they were very impressed, and I think she was a bit concerned. So in the finished event, she did it in she did long stitches round each letter, and the judges didn't like that. I think it would have been better if she'd done smaller stitches to outline each letter, but that's just my opinion. But I do think the judges felt a little bit like that as well. What did I say for the... Oh yes, so Holger, he did a kind of hat for the fox's head with ears and things, and dungarees for the body of the fox, and the tail was lovely actually. I really liked that. And then on the hat, which was like the fox's head, he brushed the yarn to make it look like the fluffy bit of the fox's kind of face, you know, where it's like a slightly different colour, and the judges really liked that. Yes, the judges did not like the heaviness of the wings on Tracy's bee, and Sheila gave a very disdainful look. And I know it's all edited for drama and everything, but it was just like a I don't know whether that was a very good impression or not. Oh, and they were not happy that Tracy hadn't crocheted her buttons. But I like Tracy actually, and I think it was Amo said that Tracy's part of her make along group, and I don't know whether that's online or whether it's an in-person group. But she looks like she's a really good laugh actually. And this week I think she was after was it Stephanie was eliminated last week, after she was cast off last week, I think Tracy stepped up and has been the nurturing person, that the kind of glue that holds everyone together this week. So let me carry on then. Yes, the judges liked, for Lydia, who did the lion, they liked the embellishments and the shape of the tail. They said about Simon's Knight that the helmet was well constructed. They praised his ability to adapt, because obviously he was more into knitting. And they liked the mace. And apparently it was a hit with the toddlers. Swinging it around. And it, actually, Di Gilpin, there was a bit of her swinging it around. Elsa, the judges agreed it was a lot of fun and would spark a child's imagination, her zebra outfit. They praised the pattern and the eyes. Exceptional attention to detail, they said. And I think that is something that Elsa is getting a name for, if you like, exceptional attention to detail. Isaac, they loved his explorer outfit, and the stitch he used, as I've already said, gave the effect of woven fabric. They loved the details of the compass, and they said what little kid wouldn't like to play with binoculars, you know. And Isaac, bless him, he really wanted to be the best knitter, or the big knitter, or whatever they call it this week, and get the sheep badge. Dipti, as I've already said, the judges weren't wowed by her lettering, and they said the garment was too big and the concept was too simple and didn't allow her to explore shape or form. Now, the group task this week, the team challenge this week, they were working in teams of 2, and I thought this was great fun, and they could use a combination of knitting and crochet. So it was the idea of like consequences, and there was a team of, was it a team of 4 and a team of 5? Is that right? 1, 2, 3, or was it a team of 3 and a team of 4? Yeah, team of 3 and team of 4. So in a team of 3, one person did the top, another person did the middle, and another person designed the bottom, and they didn't look at each other's, and then the whole thing was revealed. And I thought that was really clever. And then they could talk about the design. The group of 4, they did a wall hanging in 4 sections. So it was a wall hanging for a child's or a toddler's bedroom. And again, the brief was it had to spark imagination. It needed to have sensory details. It needed to have interactive details as well. Oh yeah, and another side note, I absolutely loved Elsa's bright pink slip over that she was wearing in Aran. Oh God, that was gorgeous. I'd love to know what yarn and pattern she used for that. And Tracy was wearing another showstopper of a shawl. I think it might have been a Stephen West. I did detect some sparkle in it, and I loved the colour combinations, and I wish I'd had a closer look at it. There was a shot of her quite close to the end of the programme where you got quite a good amount of detail of it, but again, it still wasn't close enough for me to identify what the pattern was. If any of you know what pattern it was, please do comment down below for me. How long have I been wittering on for? Gosh, this was only going to be a quick one today. Now, the wall hangings I think were a great success, and I loved that there was some knitting in it. The judges were really pleased with some of the interactive features, and I just wanted to share with you something. I entered a competition in 2013. Yes, I sent this email to Debbie Bliss on the 21st of January 2013, and it said, "Dear Debbie, I hope you all know who Debbie Bliss is, UK knitwear designer. I think she lives in America now. Please find my entry for your competition to design a baby blanket launched in the fall winter issue of your magazine. You had to design a baby blanket, it had to be a certain dimension, and you had to use either Baby Cashmerino or Eco Baby. I would go on to say, I love both Baby Cashmerino and Eco Baby, but decided to use the cotton yarn as I think there is nothing nicer than crisp cotton next to a baby's delicate skin. I also think a lot of modern mothers are concerned about our planet and are looking for eco-friendly choices, which also dictated my choice. I also like the crisp stitch definition afforded by Eco Baby." I was so sucking up to her, wasn't I? My design ethos was simple. I wanted to create a blanket that would become a family heirloom, as well as being an interesting project for the knitter. As a keen cross-stitcher and novice quilter, I wanted to evoke the nostalgia of old samplers and patchwork quilts by creating a knitted version of these popular and timeless crafts. Young babies learn by touch and texture, which is why there are lots of different stitches in my design. I chose a seashore theme as there are so many twee designs out there, and I wanted to make something that would grow with the child. I could imagine my 12-year-old son snuggling up with this blanket, but not with more traditional baby designs such as bears. The seashore theme allowed me to explore stitches that emulate seaweed and the patterns made in the sand as the tide comes in and goes out. I deliberately chose a neutral colour palette to represent the colours found on the beach and in the sea. But importantly, this is a project someone could knit for a friend who is expecting, regardless of the gender of the child. This is where you tug at the heartstrings. I am battling against breast cancer at the moment, and like many women in my situation, have found knitting terribly therapeutic. Your competition has given me a focus which I have enjoyed tremendously, regardless of the outcome." And then I go on to say my blankets measurements and the amount of yarn used. I wonder if and then she sent and then she says, "Dear Ashley, thank you so much for sending in." So this is the next day. "Thank you so much for sending in a pic of your lovely blanket. We will be choosing the winner soon." I think the winner won £1,000 worth of yarn. I can't remember. And then on the 4th of March, I received this email. "Dear Ashley, thank you so much for creating your blanket and entering my baby blanket competition. I'm delighted to tell you that you are one of our runners-up, and your blanket will be photographed for the magazine and donated to charity." You had to actually send your blanket in, which was a shame. But I don't mind that it was donated to charity. "I loved the very considered design philosophy behind your blanket and the way you had put the texture and colour together so beautifully. I do hope that you keep well, and delighted to hear that you, like many others, have found knitting therapeutic." So yes, so it's such a shame. I don't think I can get the pictures up of what I sent to her, because I mean it's donkey's years old. Let me just try it again. No, they don't want to open. But yes, this is the blanket that won. This, oh, I don't know which one came second actually, but you can just see a little bit of mine there. And I had such fun knitting it. And yes, what did I win? I won a signed copy of her Blankets and Bears book, which I've got on my shelf somewhere. Anyway, I've kept you going long enough, and my tumble dryer's just finished, so I can get that washing out and my second load of washing in. I will not bombard you with any more videos until next Wednesday. Oh, in fact, it might not be next Wednesday because I'm going away, so there may be a little bit of silence. Or I might be able to film it on Monday and schedule it for Wednesday because I shall be in Birmingham. I'm so excited about that. Do you know, I'm really giddy. I'm really giddy with excitement again. I don't know why. Oh, I think I'm on the verge of a nervous breakdown, to be honest with you. But thank you so much for your lovely comments. Do keep them coming. Do hit the like button. It really helps YouTube know that people are interested in this type of content. And if you ever get the opportunity to hype any of my videos, that again would really help me out. And I'm pleased to say that Ness from the Cornish Stitcher has answered. She's emailed me with her address, so I have got a prize ready to go. I'm going to hopefully post it today. I'll show you that. I'll show you what I've sent her next week, because obviously I don't want her seeing it before she gets it. And it's a curse. It's a blessing. Baba Chaddy Schofield actually replied on the last video, which I think was Sunday, going, oh, I've only just seen this, too late now, sorry. And I did say, so if you are watching Baba Chaddy Schofield, do email me. I'll leave my email, I'll put it on the screen. Do email me, because I did say that I would send you a small something as a gesture of goodwill, as you were the first person that was drawn out. And you know, I'm about, I don't know, about 70 subscribers off hitting 2,000 subscribers. It'd be lovely if I get there for the new year. So do subscribe if you're not already, and I will do a giveaway at 2,000 subscribers, and I'll come on and show you what that will be. Do take care, everybody. Bye now. I am a numpty editing me here. I forgot to say who was the big win or the big knit and who got cast off. So the judges, or you know, I would have thrown my toys out of the pram if this had been the case. They were very, when Tom said to them, who do you think's in danger? They said Simon. Well, that's not fair. On a search for Britain's best knitter, and you're asking him to do crochet, that's really not fair. And I think he did very well with his construction of his helmet and his mace. Anyway, dipped he went, and I think that was the right decision. And Isaac got the big knit, the bar badge. So yes, I'm looking forward to next week, because I think it is knitting. So yeah, and I did quite enjoy this week's. So yeah, that's it. I'm going now. Don't forget to, whatever you're working on, put love in every stitch.